You hesitate to say you're into him and her, trapped in your own body from the inside out. Got your own tribe shit and what you're about. They trying to play you, trying to say to you, you don't know who you really are. Block out the madness of love's a habit. Every queer kid is a star. No turning back now. Don't look over your shoulder. The hardest part is over. No turning back now. One foot in front of the other. It feels so good when you let love take over. Let love take over. Daddy not call you by your name, disrespecting now, they do the same. If one of us is bound, none of us are free. Equality's not destiny. No turning back now. Don't look over your shoulder. The hardest part is over. No turning back now. One foot in front of the other. It feels so good when you let love take over. Let love take over. Do it, baby, strut on now. 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 Now do it, baby, strut on now. Do it, baby, strut on now. Now do it, baby, strut on now. Do it, baby, 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 now. Let love take over. Say you're into him and her, trapped in your own body from the inside out. Got your own tribe shit and what you're about. They trying to play you, trying to say to you, you don't know who you really are. Block out the madness of love's a habit. Every queer kid is a star. No turning back now. Don't look over your shoulder. The hardest part is over. No turning back now. One foot in front of the other. It feels so good when you let love take over. Of us is bound, none of us are free. Equality's not destiny. No turning back now. Don't look over your shoulder. The hardest part is over. No turning back now. One foot in front of the other. It feels so good when you let love take over. strut on now, do it, baby, 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 strut on now, now do it, baby, strut on now, do it, baby, strut on now, now do it, baby, strut on now. Do it, baby, 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 now. Let love take over. Ask girls, oh, what you prefer? Yes, it's safe to say you're into him and her.
Live. Hey everybody, this is Afro Sensei. Welcome to another episode of the Afro Sensei Show. For those who don't know me, my name is Afro Sensei. I'm a indie electronic artist based in Louisiana, Alexandria to be specific, not New Orleans. So welcome to those who are here. Hello, Wine Franklin 93. If you please share the live, whether that's on Twitch, whether that is on Facebook, we're live on both. Share it with your friends, you know, your family, your foes, maybe if you want to stun on them, I don't know, do what you do. But share so we can chat, so we can, so we can really have a conversation, and so you can see the difference from these artists tonight. We have a diverse lineup tonight of artists. We have Butterfly Fields, who's an R&B kind of R&B pop sort of artist. We have Mendino Green. We got Marcy Moore, we're both rap artists. We got Pauline Mancini, who's like a more of an indie pop artist. We got an interview, two-part interview with a Poor Rich Woman, who was an artist based out of my own town, Alexandria, but she currently lives in Atlanta. Great interview with her. We'll get to two parts later on in the show. We also got another artist, Yavin, featuring Pillbox, who does a great cover. One of my favorite Gwen Stefani solo pieces, Cool. So that'll be coming on later on in the show. And we also got Polka Havoc. And so we got a really good lineup of artists tonight. But first thing first, I guess we'll chat about some current stuff as far as pop culture goes. Of course, last Sunday, Pose premiered for its last season. Hopefully, if you watch, because there will be I will review a few spoilers coming up. So hopefully, you've done your homework for this week. Just some of my thoughts about it. Of course, this year, last season 2 ended in 1991, about May of '91, and this season goes to 1994. So in this season, to me, they really went to the darkness right quick. like straight into it. Like everybody, people on crack, people on alcohol, people just of course, AIDS is still is at its height. Just the epidemic still going on. They really just didn't. They really didn't waste time just going into the depths emotionally. I was disappointed that Damon kind of was, just went away. But I did a little research and understand why, because of the actor himself. I think he just lost his sister last year, so he really wanted time to kind of offer himself probably to grieve, presumably. So they had him for the first episode, and I'm assuming he won't be back for the rest of the season, unfortunately. But like I said, first episode is very heavy. You got Lulu and Angel on that cheese, on that crack rock. I mean, I like they don't shy away from that stuff, because that obviously those things did happen and probably continue to happen to a degree. And of course, Billy. I mean, Billy just tends across the board for that performance, because it was just like that dinner. Woo, just read them down to the ground, down all the way down to the ground. I mean, all the way down to the ground. I mean, what he told Angel, he said, if I'm gonna ask a crackhead, I'll go out to the street. I mean, shit. That was just. Somebody said posted on Facebook. I know that too. Every time a house of Lisa has a family dinner, it always ends up with argument. Everybody gets red. If you think about season 2, where they had that dinner or whatever, and Angel was on that powder, her and what you call it, her and Poppy, and then Damon spilled the tea that Pray Tell and Ricky were sleeping together. That made even Paul Electra, woo. That made him mean. So yes, history repeated itself again, with this time with an intervention for Billy Porter's character Pray Tell, which as bad as he was in the second season, he's been really down bad this season. So it was needed, but of course, being who Pray Tell is, he's not the type to take it's just to go with the flow. So that reaction kind of was expected. It was very severe, but like I said, there's so many layers to Bill's performance. Like it was, the anger and the sadness and the self-loathing and just the loneliness. It really got his sense of being lonely, being alone, or feeling alone whenever Ricky was about to leave him. He was, on one hand saying, "Don't leave me," but on the other hand, being like, insulting him and trying to make him stay by saying, "Nobody's going to want you because you're HIV positive." So it was like that push-pull of, like, on the one hand pushing him away, but trying to keep him to stay by being all this codependent, sort of toxic behavior. So just so many layers to the performance. And then of course eventually he goes into rehab. Blanca takes him to rehab at the end of the episode, while Mariah Carey plays. And there's another thing too, the soundtrack was its own point, because you had If during the ballroom scene, then you had I think what was it, Warren G had Regulate through one of the ballroom scenes in there too. Then you also had of course, like I said, Mariah at the end. Trying to think who else they had for that, because like I said, it's very vintage 94. They did their homework, obviously, because at this point, this is the era most of us knew about. So, or even the youngest of us, I guess, those younger ones. I said, great first 2 episodes. Only down, but only, I guess, main criticism I have is no offense to Cubby, but I did kind of have forgotten about him, to be honest. I didn't think about him compared to the other characters on the show as far as deaths go. It didn't really hit me. I don't think it hit me the way the show wanted it to, because I mean, he was Khan, House of Khan, the new leader. He was his side. He was kind of his sidekick. Really, he was like, they were house hoppers basically. It was they had Winter one minute and Evangelist one minute. So it was hard to kind of really feel for him in that way, because the show really never spent that much time with him beyond just the two of them together. The kind of bond they had. But aside from that, like I said, great opening. It seems like next week we're going to get Electra's backstory, which that could be probably its own miniseries. So I'm very much looking forward to that, and see how they explore her backstory, because we see her as she is now. But of course, everybody starts somewhere, so we'll see how that plays out for on Sunday. So very good, very very happy to see that happening. So, and in the comments, so what do you think about Pose? What y'all think about the premiere? Did y'all like it? We are disappointed about certain things, or what do y'all want to see, or because like I said, overall, I thought it was a good kickoff to the season. It's the final season, shorter season too. It's like 7 episodes. Last year, I think it was about 10 episodes, and then the first season was 8. But yeah, this only gets 7 this season. So um, Yeah, I think they're off to a very good start though. But hopefully I get some comments, see what y'all think about it. I'll read those when we come back. But getting to the first video, which will be my video, my latest video. Actually, it's some new tea for me. I filmed another music video for the next single. The next single is called B-Side Blues. Just like that. I filmed that over the weekend with a local director, photographer. Her name Benches French Photography. So shout out to Bree. She filmed that one. That one will probably be out later this month. But for now, we'll get to my latest video for the current single, which is Indra. So let's play my video for Indra.
See the lies next to me, and Indra pours to fly. Always knew he could wield a sword, keep his own wings to survive. Mild manner, mind on the matters, it doesn't matter at all. Gods of life to endure the night, let's sing angels until the dawn. Beat down but not bested, God's will return skeptic. Raptured by reason, prophecies, illusions, superstitions had its season. Myths can mold heroes, but illusions can birth demons. In this big world of nothing, delight in finding a meaning.
Hey, that was my latest video for my song Indra, featuring my Moving Power Bomb, aka Nine Tsunami. Shout out to her for taking part in the video and collaborating with me. I really appreciated what she did, especially on short, just kind of short notice. So again, that song's out now. You want to stream it? You want to play it on YouTube or Tidal Music, Spotify is available everywhere. So that, again, that's Indra by me. And I said, like I just said, another video by me, B-Side Blues, will be out later this month. So that one's still in the house vein, but a little it's kind of more of a mood piece. Still danceable, but it's like this is a hybrid in a way. It's like house and R&B, which I think you'll really like it. A little teaser on my page, on my Afro Sensei page on Instagram, if you want to check it out as well. So, okay, getting back into Pose. Like I said, yes, Wine Frankly, it's only 7 episodes this season. Like I said, last season it was 10 episodes, and the second season, the first season was 8 episodes. My thought, the reason why it was so short the first season is because they probably weren't sure they were going to have a second season. That's probably why I did 8 episodes, because if you notice, that first season, they really wrapped everything to the point where it's like, had they not been renewed, they probably could have just left the story there. But then they got renewed, and then they went back for the second season. The second season was the longest with 10 episodes. This season, like I said, it's only set. As far as I know, it's only 7. You know, so I'm trying to be in and out. You know. But you know, like I said, I like what I saw so far. I mean, I don't know what New York was like in 1994, but I mean, it seems like it kind of capturing the turn the city's taking, because you see the very beginning, electors, you know, at work, handling business, you know, torturing a client as one does, but then the police come in and shut it down, because you know, by this point, Giuliani has come in and has cleaned the city up, which only reference I have for that was when I used to watch Sex and the City a lot in the reruns, and the carrier would always say, you know, something about hurry up before Giuliani shuts it down. So to my mind, it means he was there to kind of clean up the city and make it less, you know, make it more family friendly, kind of a continuation of what whatchamacallit's character was doing last season, or what she referred to, Patty LuPone's character, saying she wanted to turn out the nail shop and make it a neighborhood that everybody could walk through and basically sweep out, you know, trans folks like Blanca, which is fucked up, you know. But yeah, so all in all, a very good premiere, very good kickoff to the season, and so I'm very excited to see what they have coming up next. I definitely want to see what Rachel will be like as a, you know, sober and post rehab, because you know, that'll be a different mood for him, I think. So let's move right along. We got our next video. This is by an artist. I love this song. I came across it on IG. Again, on LGBT Underground, it's a great resource. We got this is Butterfly Fields featuring Norkin for Life, and this is her latest single, Go Down. Sorry, I would say Get Down. This is Go Down by Butterfly Fields and Norkin for Life. So let's get into that. Butterfly Fields featured Nora King for Life and Go Down. Like I said, like, people were saying in the comments, it's definitely a song for the summer, just in time, because things are warming up, things are opening back up, so people want those bouts to get to accompany the release from lockdown, and at least as safe as we can be during the summer, but definitely about for just time for May, June, July, and August. It's going to be super hot in Louisiana with that humidity. If you haven't lived here, you don't know what I'm talking about. But if you have, you know. But anyway, that was Butterfly Fields featuring Nora King for Life with Go Down. And let me get into a story that I found on Facebook. This is a crazy story. Out of Florida, of course. So I mean, not to stereotype Florida, but they have a reputation, shall we say, for certain types of stories. This is in Florida. This is basically a 77-year-old woman, Judith Black, was arrested over the weekend for throwing a whopper at a Burger King employee and used a few slurs as on top for her own special seasoning after becoming upset about the thickness of a tomato on her sandwich. So according to a police report in Sumter County, she called him a stupid black bitch and some other names, and then she said "fuck you" and threw her sandwich back at him because the tomato was too thick. I mean, and of course, like I said, she was arrested. She expressed her frustration and sadly saw at the front counter and showed I couldn't help her. And then, of course, things went bad from there. So since she used they tracked her down to a nearby retirement community where she admitted to the assault. She was arrested and charged with battery and was classified as a felony because of the racial slurs. So, I mean, I wish I would waste a whopper in the name of bigotry. You got nerve. Because Shady Pines, yes, Shady Pines. Although Sophia would never do that. Ever. Yes, Shady Pines for her. No, actually, no. If you're a real deal Golden Girls fan, you know it's Sunny Pastures. That's the one. That's the one. It's the one they rescued the woman Lillian from. So yes, send her there. With no more burgers, because you don't. I mean, you don't waste a whopper. You don't waste a whopper on bigotry. That's just not good. That ain't cute at all. Ever. Oh, Blanche Wood, yes, Blanche. She may do that, yeah. She did pop Sophia's balloon once after they went shopping for shoes. So yeah, definitely. They're very much that. Quote Monique Hart. All right, so moving on to our next video. This is a rapper. I found him again. I think I found him on either LGBT Underground or I found him on Yo LGBT Rap. It's one of those sites, both great sites on Instagram if you want to follow to look up new music. They're really great. So let's get into this video. This is by Medino Green. This is Speed Dial. This is Medino Green Speed Dial.
Niggas don't want it with green. I put a choke in their chest. Been had a hole on their neck. I been the shit in these streets. You better watch where you step. Fuck all that back and forth bickering. I make a call on some get 'em shit. It's a rap. Trap out the Civic and rap for a living. Now I'm all over the map. Drip got the biggest splash. Ready to wear Moschino bag. How much is in it? Can't do the math. All I know is how to get the bag. I got a biddy on line 1 and I got the money on line 2. I'm finna hop into something light. Then I'm finna pull up on both too. You know I like when they freaky. Slide down your neck like I'm inside a chimney. When I'm missionary, you tell me you miss me. You let away the curve hitting your kidney. VVS is independent. Rose gold for the finish. Did it all independent. Green never been a gimmick. I don't get handled, I handle my business. Snatching a ball like a wax off. Spitting like I got a bad cough. Low-key been crushing on Dave Burger. I might just give her the max sauce. I like them thinking they ass off. If you ain't spinning them back off. He think he getting some ass, y'all. Like I don't leave niggas to jack off. Green.
All right, and we are back. That was Medino Green with Speed Dial. Now, if you can tell by the accent, he's based in New York. I think Queens to be exact. He just dropped a few. He just mixtape not too long ago that's out now. I think it's called the Re-Up, I believe. And like I said, I came across him on LGBT Underground on Instagram. Really, I think very talented, really great flow, really great style. That New York kind of rap style that's different from what I'm used to hearing. This is what I grew up hearing, you know, deep being down south. So really like him. That was Medino Green with Speed Dial. All right, let's get into this next video. It's one I came across. I love the colors in this video too, and I love that the choreography is very creative. I think this one coming up. This is Marcy Marr featuring Bossy Candy Bars with Amanda. There we go. So this is Marcy Marr featuring Bossy Candy Bars with Amanda. Let's get into that video.
She ain't no fighter, she never been in my rider. Too busy, all of my bands. Never no hate in my plans. I just wanna be that bitch. She's a beach with no sand. Never 100 the grind.
Luca Bella lemonade for $9.9999. The lemonade that leaves the saying. The lemonade that can't be topped and leaves your tongue licking the bottom. Luca Bella pussy puffs for free. 99. You get a pussy puff. You get a pussy puff.
Amanda, I do not understand ya. How you act a fool, then be making mad demands. Amanda, I do not understand ya. Always hella rude, then be fucking up the plans. I'm a blind bitch, I ain't talking about weed, but past that blunt, don't be choosing my tree. Heard Debbie get down with Meg Nancy, but ain't neither one of them bitches bossy. Cause I'm all that, like Amanda, I am cunt, but Amanda, and I always keep it real. My drip on sales, no Amanda, bitches cash. They won't happen, these niggas clowns, so I be laughing. No need to fight, cause these bitches is the clapping. Big fanny packets, where I get the strapping, but I'm pop, but I'm still trapping. Wish a bitch would like a motherfucking cabin. Fuck a street rat, like a Princess Jasmine. I'm Amanda, suck my banana. Yeah, Amanda, I do not understand ya. How you act a fool, then be making mad demands. Yeah, Amanda, I do not understand ya. Always hella rude, then be fucking up the plans. All I hear is lies. Oh, she never, ever touched the guy. Damn, all I hear is lies. I swear to God, that bitch Amanda blows my high. All I hear is lies. That she never, ever catch the vibe. All I hear is lies. I swear to God, that bitch Amanda never die. Yeah, Amanda, I do not understand ya. How you act a fool, then be making mad demands. Yeah, Amanda, I do not understand ya. Always hella rude, then be fucking up the plans,
Tired of looking like SpongeBob SquarePants? Does lumpy and bumpy describe your hip pads? Are your hips serving Christmas dinner? Are you paying too much for crusty old couch cushions? DragOnABudget.com has the answer. Hashtag Body by Dementia. Body by Dementia. Body by Dementia. The #1 hip pads and stuffed bra seller on your neighbor's internet. Our hips come in 3 sizes. Small for a subtle look, medium for a more curvy option, and our custom size for those that need a more precise fit. Go to dragonabudget.com and order yours today. Dragonabudget.com, the one-stop shop for all your drag needs. For queens, kings, and everyone in between since 1915. Shit, I mean 1925? 2015.
Body by dementia, your pads look like trash.
Are you tired of looking like SpongeBob?
All right, we're back, and that was Marcy Marr featuring Boys of Kane and Boss with Amanda. That's beat just as catchy, and the melody is very, very catchy. Like I said, I love the colors in the video. I love the choreography in the video, which actually Marcy Marr got his start as a choreographer before he was rapping. So he started as a choreographer. He's based in New York. He also started in 2012 as a part of a rap duo called Play, but now he's solo. So he's to me doing very well. You know, like I said, the video is great. Choreography is great. He's also a songwriter for different pop acts. So I'd like to see what he does next. Again, that was Marcy Marr featuring Boys of Kane and Bars with Amanda. It's super catchy. That's Bob. That's another summertime Bob, I think, along with Go Down. Definitely playlist material. All right, so now we'll get into the first part of my interview with this artist. I love this artist. Poor Rich Woman. She's a fellow Alexandria native. She just released an album not too long ago called The Library That Burned, which she'll get into in the interview what that means. Very good rap artist and very talented. She was a joy to interview. So this is the first part of the interview with Poor Rich Woman. So let's get into that. So I am here with Poor Rich Woman. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Give thanks. It's a beautiful day.
Good. Now, we were talking a little bit before the interview. I know originally you're from Alexandria, of course, like me. But for a while, at the start of your career, you were in Dallas for about 10 years. So,
Yes.
So what initially inspired you to get into music when you were out there?
I had met some beings from New Orleans who were there because of the storm. And I met this guy named Benson who called himself Vicious. And when I would go to his house, one day he opened up his closet and he had a microphone hanging from the ceiling. You know what I'm saying? And he had this was 2005.
Okay.
He had a microphone hanging from his ceiling and he had a big old huge radio. And so he just started freestyling. And I was looking like, is this really happening in front of me? And he was like, go ahead, Jay, let me see what you got. And I was like, nah, I'm good. Even though I knew that, you know what I'm saying? I freestyled in high school. I was the girl that freestyled with the guys, but I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do it. So my dad lived under him. And so whenever I would go back home, I would practice. I would be getting prepared to you know what I'm saying? Freestyle with him. Until one day I went down there and I haven't stopped spitting since.
Right. Now I know originally you were under a different name when you started rapping under the name Miss Hip Hop, but then you switched to your current name, Poor Rich Woman. So what inspired that change in name?
Evolution. Evolution as far as being a woman, and evolution as far as being conscious. So my music changed, my whole outlook changed, my whole persona changed as I evolved and as I continue to evolve as a woman. So I had to get rid of Miss Hip Hop because she was on, a different type of level, and I evolved into the Poor Rich Woman, which is a conscious side of who I am as far as music is concerned. So
what artists you say what inspired you when you coming up before you started rapping, or even after you started rapping?
I would say before I truly got into the essence of hip hop, I would say Michael Jackson, is Prince. Michael Jackson is literally the heartbeat to who I am as far as being an artist. I love Michael Jackson. I would say Shaka Khan. I love Shaka Khan. I love Luther Vandross. I'm an R&B person. Okay. So before I tapped into the essence of hip hop. I was an R&B buff, and I like old school music too because my mom is older, so I listen to a lot of old R&B. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? I love Nina Simone, of course. That's like the key to who I am as an artist currently. So I always love Nina Simone. I always love those old, unique voices. I like Pearl Bailey. She was like in the 1950s.
Back. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I used to find my grandfather and my grandmother like tapes and cassettes and play them, and so I love that as well. But that's about, you know what I'm saying, Lauryn Hill, of course, you know what I'm saying, as far as hip hop is concerned, Sister Nancy, who did the bam, 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 diddy. That's first for me. Roxanne Shante, the Brat, Left Eye. I mean, Foxy Brown, Remy Ma, Lil' Kim. Those names, you know what I'm saying? Nas, you know what I'm saying? KRS-One, Jay-Z, you know what I'm saying? Big Pop. Those names.
Yeah, there's a wide range of influences, definitely.
Absolutely.
You just released a new album called The Library That Burned.
Yes.
And that refers like a historic event, I believe, like in antiquity when I think it's the Great Library burned. I believe it's, I can't think of the exact year, but yeah.
Yes, the Library of Alexandria.
Right.
Okay. Yes. The city was Alexandria, and Julius Caesar ordered to have that library burned because of the, of course, resourceful information that was in that library. Of course, he had it burned.
Yeah. How do you feel that applies to Alexandria specifically? You know, the connection.
Everything, because you know, the map is quote unquote upside down. You know what I'm saying? Louisiana, if you connect it all back together, Louisiana was right there in the midst of it. So needless to say, you know, we could be in Kemet, or rather, you know, Kemet could be in us. Either way, as above, so below. So it definitely ties into Alexandria and who I am as a being, because I like to visualize and envision Alexandria, of course, as the new Alexandria of Kemet, because of course it was destroyed and things of that sort because of the hostility and the corruption and being radical and things of that sort. So it definitely ties in to the current space of Alexandria. So of course, I'm from Alexandria. I definitely feel like I'm a resourceful library of antiquity, and all the beings and features that I had on this project are also divine deities. So of course, I had to go with the library that burned, which basically signifies all of us. We're libraries that burn.
And speaking of collaboration, yeah, like you said, you had a loudness album from Alexandria. You had Soul Baby Groove, you had AJ Felton, you had Bars, you had J. Will Special, Cadell. How did you go about deciding who you would collaborate with on the album?
That's easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I automatically know who I'm going to work with or who I want to work with. And what I do is I manifest that they are willing to work with me. And so I give thanks to my features for even wanting to work with me. I know that I'm going to work with them because they're divine. They're divine beings, and I can see their divinity outside the secular music that they may put out. Just like my two artists that I collab with also from Dallas, Tony Stacks, which is Juice Leroy, and Rakim Al-Jabbar, Lex Lou, Troy Foyola. Every feature that featured on this project is profound in shifting the earth. So it was only right for us to come together to connect, to create a beautiful frequency that is going to shift beings and their earth. So
All right, we're back. This part interview with 4-H Woman. Like I said, very good interview. I was very happy to talk with her. She had a lot to say about the collaboration on her album. I listened to it multiple times. Being it's called The Library That Burned. Very good album. A lot of features, like I said, from local area, from Alexandria. Subject matter, it talks about, a lot about consciousness and about spirituality and about just the currents of the moment that we're in. but not in a way that sort of wallows in it, but in a way that sort of says we've already overcome it. But she'll get into more in part 2 of the interview. So yeah, we'll get into that with her later with Porridge Woman. Just want to say hey to Yavin, one of the artists we'll be playing tonight. He's just joining the Twitch stream. So hey Davin, wave to you. Hey Yavin, sorry, I said Coach Davin. but he has a great cover of one of my favorite Gwen Stefani songs, "Cool," that we'll get into later in the show. Right now, we'll get back into our other artists who are playing tonight. This artist came across her on Instagram as well. She has a great like indie pop sound. She does covers as well. I think she did a cover of a Justin Bieber track and a few other tracks on guitar pop covers. But this is an original song we're playing with her tonight. This is Pauline Massini, and this is "I Want More." So let's get into that. This is Pauline Massini, "I Want More."
She lights me up like a cigarette. I drag my lips over her neck, yeah. I feel like I'm about to break. I want more, I want more. My heart's racing inside my chest. I love it when she puts me to the test, yeah. Don't stay away, I want you close, my dear.
All right, and we are back. That was Pauline Mancini with "I Want More." Like I said, came across her on Instagram not too long ago, and really got into her sound. That really, I like that kind of big indie pop sound. A lot of summery type music tonight. I've noticed that's kind of been a trend tonight with "Go Down" and with Amanda, and with again now with Pauline, that kind of summery pop sound. I guess it's in the mood I'm kind of been in this week. But, makes sense because it's May, things are warming up. So, but yeah, really good track. Check her out on Instagram. And follow her if you're really into a really good indie pop type sound. Now we can move right along to our next person. This is one I came across again, a really good site on Instagram. It's called LGBT Raps, which if you're a little old school, that's based on the show Yo MTV Raps, just for FYI for those who don't know. Came across her on that platform. She did a remix of a track called "Titty and Dolla." Hope I said that right. That's what the words say. So here we go. But this is Polka Havoc. This is the Titty and Dolla remix that she did. So Polka Havoc, Titty and Dolla. Let's get into that.
What? My shorty ain't whack. What? She got my back. What? And she only roll back. What? But I fuck with that raw shit. Give a fuck about the law shit. Flew in on some boss shit. Now one day y'all all say, mama raised me down, raising hell, so I'm always blazing hoes. I need the green on top of green, shorty. I like my letters with oregano. Seat in the coupe like Tory, old hairline way back. Diamonds dancing better line. These hoes fell in line ASAP. Ooh, this for all of them niggas that say they bought, knowing they broke but they play it up. Got a car, no, but can't pay it up. You gotta figure it till you make it. Thank God for my mama, she made a start. Hustling, busting moves in the street. Who would've thought I'd make it this far with no sleep? Get praise from my whole get up. The world keep trying to rock, so I hold it up in the palm of my hand. Straight out of Motherland, got me feeling like I run a land. I'm on fire now, like I'm in the pan. Watch this like I'm on the man, and I'm still cold with the heat on. It don't even matter what I say with the beat on. Like I said, that you niggas can't cap. Shorty finna go wall when the bass drop. Yeah, she gon' move slow like it's Baywatch. Then we gon' run home like the Bayside. Yeah, oh yeah, she chose. Let me get back to the dough. I never settle for less, cause I stay doing the most. Y'all better act like y'all know. Oh shit, nigga. I can get ignorant, full of vengeance, but I don't do that for attention. No, I won't hold back for a mention. Shit, I'ma get plaques like Kendrick and get a whip all black, that's Idris. And give thanks to those that ain't around no more. You can zip off that plus interest and forgiveness, shorty. Yeah, that I'd have been down at one time. They ain't come around at one time. Now that I'm fine, I'd be the one on my side. When the blunt come at my side, hit it 3 times. Fuck. To get through the day and fuck your life up in the tray. I'ma do what I gotta do anyway and not give a damn what you say. Ay, ooh, this for all of my niggas, you know we bought. We never folded, we never fought. Don't want no smoke, then don't get involved. We gotta figure it till we make it. Thank God for my mama, she made a start. Hustling, bustin' moves in the street. Hustling, stick and move, shorty. Ooh, this for all of my niggas, you know we bought. We never folded, we never fought. Don't want no smoke, then don't get involved. We gotta figure it till we make it. Thank God for my mama, she made a start. Hustling, bustin' moves in the street. Hustling, stick and move, shorty. What? My shorty ain't whack. What? She got my back. What? And she only roll back. What? But I fuck with that raw shit. Give a fuck about the law shit. Flew in on some bullshit. Now one day y'all all sick.
With Titty and Dolla remix. It's still, to me, even though it's like a mellower track, definitely like a little bit of a jazz influence. To me, it just still had that kind of summertime vibe. Maybe it's because the video, it's very bright daytime sort of vibe to it. But I feel like I can play just more like a Sunday afternoon type of track to me. It's my thoughts. The other ones, if you can kind of do like a Saturday night, Friday night, you want to vibe, do a little body roll. But that one's more like, laid back Sunday afternoon, a little brunch maybe type of deal. I think so. We can get to real quickly before we get into part 2 of our interview with Portia. I wanted to share some other news I came across online, which I'm very happy about. Apparently, Warner it's an HBO series, I believe, a Warner-owned premium cable network. This is from Deadline, FYI. It's developing a series based on Elin Harris's books, like Invisible Life, Just As I Am, and Abide With Me. They're like original trilogy. That detail a young black man's journey of sexual discovery as he realizes he's gay. The books have been named some of the classic novels of gay literature and were first published in 1991. Playwright Harrison Davis Rivers is adapting and will executive produce alongside Protus Spain, curator of the Elin Harris brand, and Tracy Edmonds. With Harris's blessing spans Proteus E2 Productions purchased the IP rights for Harris's entire library for his death in 2009. 16 books will be published between 1991 and 2010 were part of the sale. So for me, back when I was first coming out, Elin Harris's books, especially like Invisible Life and Just As I Am and About Me, that original trilogy was very, very important to me in helping me sort of see myself. Of course, there's other artists, there's other writers like James Baldwin or but I think Elin Harris was much more accessible at that time to me, and it was a little bit more recent, even though that was in '91. By the time I was reading, it was around 05, 06. But like I said, they're very influential books and very impacted me a lot, and I'm happy that this is being made. This series is being made. It could be very interesting to see if they're going to make it like a period piece, like Pose is, or they're just going to bring it into the modern day and maybe just have those characters, have Raymond, have Kyle from the first two books, have Nicole, who was Raymond's girlfriend before he discovered himself with other people. I forgot who he the first man that he slept with in the novel. I'm trying to think who it was, but I can't think of it right now. But yeah, Yancey, you gotta have Yancey because all about Eve vibes with Yancey, gotta have her in the mix, and Jared is another character I remember from Just As I Am. Like I said, very excited about this series. I think it has potential to really expose Elin Harris's work to like a wider audience that may not have known his books, a younger audience that isn't aware of his books. One thing, and on the shallower side, but this needs to happen because it's important as fuck. Whoever plays Basil has to be fine, and not just like ambiguous is fine, like oh, is he fine, or yeah, I like him, but you like him? No, he has to be objectively, unequivocally fine. Like find somebody. And if you read the books, you know what I'm talking about. That's all I'm saying. Shamar Moore fine, yes. Shamar Moore, mid-90s, Young and the Restless, hosting Soul Train, yes, that guy. But about 50 pounds more muscle because Basil was bowled up. If you read the books, so yeah. Shamar Moore, we're talking like, Caramel, Idris Elba. We're talking like Young Rock. We're talking about that stuff. Or the guy who plays Young Rock. If you ain't watching Young Rock, it's a good show. But aside from that, both the guy who plays his daddy and the young adult Rock, very fine and very thick. So that type of, we talking about that level of fineness up there, not down here, up there. Again, not down here, up there. Whoever it is, give them some great context and just go. And give them some protein shakes because they don't need that. Just on a serious note, I think it's a good idea that they're developing this series again because his work was very influential and has been on the mainstream level for when he was around. And I think it would be a great way to expose his work to a new audience. So yes, and those characters to a new audience. So I think, especially with Pose, I think Pose probably opened the door more for this to happen. So I think it's good. It's a good continuation, because with Pose ending, it'll be another way. It'll be another insight on that era. If they, like I said, if they put it in a period, it'll be another insight on that era in New York. That's where the first novel takes place is in New York, and the second one is like in Atlanta, I believe. So yes. But yeah, great decision. I hope it turns out well. I think just from who's involved, I think it has potential to be a really great series. So yeah. So with that aside, we should get back into the music. Well, actually, we'll get back into the interview. Actually, we're getting back into part 2 of our interview with a Polish woman. We'll talk about more about her album. We'll talk about more about dream collaboration. We talked about her spirituality and her sexuality. So let's get into part 2 of the interview with Polish woman. And I know that you're also very involved in the production of the music as well. So when it's time to put a track together, what's your process like in terms of your approach?
First of all, I am not a producer.
Okay. All right.
happen to know how to put sound frequencies together to create rhythm.
Okay.
So I mean, I basically one day opened up my iPad and, you know, spirit said, or rather a whisper said, create a beat. And so I started creating beats, and I felt like I was good enough to keep going. So I just kept going. And it's not like a space that I'm in. I just literally, you know, feel like if I'm going to create, let me create a beat. So my process started with the thought of, okay, it's not a process because I'm not a producer or anything like that. But for this specific project, I just basically, you know, thought I might as well do the beat if I feel like I'm good enough to do it.
Oh, even though you're not a producer, on that side of things, who would you say kind of inspires you in terms of like musicality or things that you like?
Well, I am a drum player. I can play the trap set. I've been playing since I would say 11 years old. I started in church playing the trap. So the drum is actually my instrument. It's my instrument. It signifies the sound, the rhythm, the heartbeat of the mother. So basically, when I was in my mom's womb, I heard a heartbeat first. So I started, you know what I'm saying, vibing to her heartbeat, the rhythm. Yeah. Yes. So everything starts with a drum for me. I can say that when I did do the extra instrumentation, everything started with the drum because that's my drum. That's my instrument.
Right. And I know it's a lot of the music, both on this album and the ones you put out before, definitely deals with like a spirituality or a spiritual search or a search for like consciousness. And so how would you describe your own sort of spiritual journey? I know that may be a big question, but
when it comes to spirituality, I'm broad, I'm in depth, I'm very honest about my spirituality. I will not hide my spirituality or nor my divinity because it's what makes me, you know, who I am.
And then going back to the album, another sort of lyrical topic you kind of come back to on songs like Cycles or Get Up is about sort of issues facing the Black community, both sort of within and on the outside. So what do you think are like the main obstacles that we face in this current moment?
Well, I think that we want to be saved. We want to be aided. We want to be aided, and we want to be saved. And with that comes someone in the middle, because now you're looking to be saved instead of actually going within yourself and saving yourself. What I practice daily is the frequency of love and euphoria. So we left police brutality and all of the struggles and the trials that we go through as the copper race. We leave that, you know, in 3D and 4D space so that we can evolve. So I can create thoughts of like, we win. Now for me it's more solution based than actually complaining or actually dwelling on the actual problem. It's more so solution.
So you would say it would be fair to say you're sort of projecting what you want to happen and sort of trying to speak that into existence in a way.
Absolutely. What will happen?
Yes, I see that. Yeah, definitely. I can see that. Well, what effect do you think, we talked about spirituality, but in terms of maybe sexuality, how do you think that has affected your art, influenced your art?
Because I am a lesbian. I am that I am. And I am a very, very proud lesbian. So with my sexuality and my music, it'll never define me because I'm truly a lesbian. My sexuality, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's our energy for me.
Got 2 more questions to wrap things up. What would be your 3 dream collaborations? Any artists that could have been living, dead, if you could, you know, go back in time and collaborate, anybody?
I'm not going to say like Michael Jackson or anything like that, or Prince, or like some huge icon, because I would be too nervous to even do this. So it would just be like, yeah. So I would definitely want to pick beings that I would be comfortable with. And if I could dream collab, I would say her. I would love to collab with her. Oh my goodness, she is serious. I would love to collab with Solange, because I love Solange.
Kanye?
And I would say Kanye West because of the production.
Yeah, I can see all 3 of them.
Those are the 3 people I would go with, because I think that we'll mesh and we'll create something like real dope on a conscious level.
Yeah.
So
I can see all 3 of those. Definitely, it's a good mesh, good blend. And then the last question, you know, the album is out. What next do you have planned in terms of promotion, in terms of anything that you plan to do with the album? More videos, things like that?
Definitely gonna do more videos. I haven't been promoting as much because it's more frequency bound for me. Instead of putting this album on a pedestal, I feel like with 19 tracks, I have the rest of my life to promote this album. But promotion is coming. I have a couple of shows coming up. I've been booked. Give thanks. Details will be coming soon. Also, there's a huge artist jam coming up June 19th in Alexandria, of course, with the MCs. We're going to get together and we're going to do the damn thing for the people who are actually doing their thing. I'm coping steady right now until, you know, I work out all these bookings and I work out the interviews, and I want to get back in the studio because I've been writing. Like, producers been sending me beats like, okay, yeah, now you finished with that, let's get it. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I give thanks for that.
Definitely.
For that. You know what I'm saying? But I really want to get into artist development. That is one of my woo manifestations that I'm manifesting next for the Poor Rich Woman brand, that I actually get to work with extremely great artists who just need to be developed just a little bit more.
What sort of artists are you seeking as far as to develop?
So I'd rather deal with the child. I'd rather deal with the child than an adult who procrastinates like I do.
Well, I thank you for taking time to speak with me today.
Absolutely.
Let them know where they can find you online, everywhere else.
You can find me on everything is Poor Rich Woman, and so definitely go out there and listen to the Library That Burn project. Definitely give me feedback if y'all want to. Definitely connect with me if there's anything that you would possibly feel like you would need. I'm a very open individual. However, I do have discernment, but that's where you can find me. Poor Rich Woman.
All right, well, thank you.
Indeed, give thanks.
All right. And we are back. That was the interview with Poor Rich Woman. Like I said, I love talking to her about her album and about her process and how she collaborated with everybody. If that album is out now, The Library That Burn, it's on all streaming platforms. You know, if you several videos out that she has right now from that album, they're on tracks that are on the album have videos for them. And so look out for her and look up her music. She really has an interesting perspective, and it's very like if you're a fan of like the really lyrical, layered rap, hip hop, you'll really like Poor Rich Woman. And a lot of the artists that are on there are in the same vein. She went out from Alexandria. Got a lot of talent in Alexandria, so just FYI. And speaking of Poor Rich Woman, and hey to the new folks in the chat who just came in the chat, Sapphire B Rose, sorry. Hey there. So welcome to the chat. Like I said, that interview, I'll be posting that interview with Poor Rich Woman on my Instagram page and on YouTube in the coming weeks. And it'll also be on Drag Queen TV as well if you want to check out the full thing if you missed it. But really, like I said, had a good chat with her, so it was a really good time. Hello. But speaking of Poor Rich Woman, which we'll get to her video. This is one of the videos from one of the songs on the album. This is a song called Get Up. So this is about Poor Rich Woman. This is Get Up. So let's get to that one.
I need the whole world to vibe. I pray to God it's come alive. I want you back, Jackson 5. They know we bout to rise. Different now, same sky. If they find out what you know, you could die. Look, bitch, we ain't scared. Power to the fucking people. Won't let them divide us with these needles. My niggas misled. Put in the jungle, toting lead. Working for the ops, pumping meds. My kings in the fields. Nigga, what you tryna build? The best trap house on the hill? Or you waiting on the deal? Or to be jailed or be killed? When you see your mama, you should kneel. Let her teach you how to feel. Land of the paraplegics. Standing in the middle of a dried up Egypt. Heathens settling for dirt instead of peaches. I'm preaching. Return to the city under sieges. Get high and fly. I need you to know. Fly. Rise. Get high and fly. Get up. Lord, back to you motherfucking leeches. Stealing from the poor, yelling fuck the policemen. Be easy, because we're coming back for the culture. A side that's still living. I don't need a Oprah. I'm pain, but I'm poised like some rabbit. Restore the root of the trees that went rotten. I know I made a goal, fuck all that talk of being rich. Here's a little story that's fresher than a prince. Let my will be done, I'm getting extra like a Smith. Need you to rise or you'll be next upon a cliff. Yeah, I'm into Janet, but I ain't into control, boy. Bless the fans and the gov, the real dope boys. Who you think cause you niggas to cook it on the stove, boy? It ain't about the money, you just sold your fucking soul, boy. I ain't saying wake up, stay woke or even stay up. Just get your ass up. How long it's gonna take us? To the skies. Yeah, you know we about to rise. Don't look down when you fly. Wipe the fear out your eyes. Feel the beat and come alive. Stand up on your feet and get high. Your head to the sky. Yeah, you know we about to rise. Don't look down when you fly. Wipe the fear out your eyes. Feel the beat and come alive. Stand up on your feet and get high. I need you to look. Get high and fly. I need you to get up. Fly. Rise. Get high and fly. Get up.
And we are back. That was Forward Moon with Get Up from her current album, The Library That Burned. Like I said, a great album. Really good to talk to her and figure out and just learn more about the process behind the album and making of the album. Just what she has coming up next. It's a really good talk. So she's on all platforms. She's on Spotify. She's on Tidal, YouTube Music. She's also on Instagram. Facebook. So you want to follow her and what she's doing as Forward Woman. And that was Get Up. See if I have anything else I want to talk about. I don't think so. I guess since we have some more guests in the chat, welcome y'all first of all. We did talk earlier about the Pose premiere. What did y'all think about Pose, the premiere of Pose? If y'all watched it, it was a double premiere. It had 2 episodes. So did y'all like it? What did y'all not like about it? I noticed that the ballroom scenes were in a different venue than they were in the previous seasons. At least it looked that way to me. That's one change I noticed. I noticed that let's see. Well, they talk about how the ballroom scene needs to be changing. It mentioned the lip syncs. They mentioned the cash prizes, which Rachel did not agree with. So I think that's something that maybe I wonder how much they'll explore that as the season goes on, how the scene is changing from what it was in the beginning to what to what I guess how it evolved to the 90s and like the early 2000s. I'm not sure. Definitely it seems to be changing to what from what it was when the show first started. And I do wonder how they'll navigate that, particularly Electra being slightly older. But it seems they're going to talk about the whole house, as far as Evangelista, because Evangelista's kind of been inactive, which is probably why the con has risen. Which actually I think some of their antics are based on real things, like some, because they draw from actual characters in the ballroom scene, including actually, last season they had the whole thing where Electra accidentally killed one of her clients, and she had to put the body in the trunk, like a la Dory and Corey. To say change some of the details of that story, but based on reality. And it seems to be next episode the trunk is coming back, and they gotta hide it. So I wonder how that's gonna work, because it seems like Blanca and Poppy are gonna be the ones to kind of help her while she's in jail, Electra. So see how that goes next episode, because how you put up with your job, to quote one Ebony from Players Club, another great 90s era flick. Shenanigans, yes, absolutely. But we'll see how that works. I'm happy Blanca got a man. That's one thing I forgot to talk about. Blanca has a man. Cute guy, same guy from played in Ryan Murphy's show Hollywood, I believe, on Netflix. Which I was kind of about that show, but he's good in this one. He's good. He was good in that too. But I like him in this one as well. Kind of just very like everyday regular dude, but kind of very supportive. Even though she kind of had to push him to be supportive after he actually clashed with Cliff and Claire, so to speak, the Huxtables that she actually called him. His parents, when they had dinner the first time, her mama kept shading Blanca, but she did not shade Blanca ever. Don't do it. To quote Janet, don't do it, honey. Don't shade Blanca. You don't do that. Which Blanca, as she does, she held her own. And she told him, like, if you like to defend me. And he came back, and he stood his ground the second time. So I give him that. So hopefully, I like that, because it can be realistic, but also hard on the characters in the show. So I like that they gave her that, because she had her little date with the guy on the beach in season 2, but who knows where that went? That was at this point, that was 4 years ago. So like, nice that they kind of given her, a romantic story, because that's something we haven't really seen, particularly with trans characters. So anyway, that's if you are watching Pose, just leave your thoughts. I'll definitely be watching on Sunday and have more thoughts on our next show on May 21st. And if you are an artist, or any artists who have videos or making music and you want me to hear about it, or you think that would be great for the show as an interview, email me at afrosenseishow@gmail.com. Again, it's afrosensei@gmail.com. And I'll check it out. And, maybe we'll feature you on the show or interview them for the show as well. We're looking for artists, LGBTQ artists that are doing really creative and interesting things and interesting videos, and have different perspectives, different styles, different just people who are doing unique creative things. So again, send me the emails at afrosenseishow@gmail.com. And with that, we will get into our last video of the night. This is, like I said, this is one of my favorite Gwen Stefani's solo tracks from back in 2004 for the kids, for Gen Z crumb snatchers if y'all watching. No offense, welcome, but still, y'all young. This is a song that came out in 2004. For Gwen Stefani's first solo album, Love Angel Music Baby. This is the cover is by an artist named Yavin, featuring Pillbox. This is a cover of Gwen Stefani's Cool. So let's get into that. This is Yavin featuring Pillbox. This is Cool.
To remember how it felt before. Now I found the love of my life. As things get more comfortable, everything is going right. And after all the obstacles, it's good to see you now with someone else. And it's such a miracle that you and me are still good can be happy for me. Circles and triangles. Now we're hanging out with your new girlfriend. So far from where we've been. I know we're cool. I know we're cool. I know we're cool. I know we're cool.
All right, and that was Yavin featuring Pillbox with Cool. Like I said, a Gwen Stefani cover, excellent cover, one of my favorite, let's say, Gwen Stefani tracks from her first solo album. So really love what they did with it. Just it's not too it's not overly complicated in terms of the arrangement. It's very to the point, but it's still a little slightly different to the point where you're intrigued. So good job with that, Yavin and Pillbox with the cover of Cool. That's our last video for tonight, actually. Again, if you know any artists that have great videos that you think would be great for the show, an artist that is, you think would be a great interview for the show, send me their information or have them send me information to afrosenseishow@gmail.com or slide in the DMs. That's an option as well. And, send me links to their music or things like that. Because we're looking for artists that are doing, like I said, creative, unique things. Because as the LGBTQ artists, sometimes it's hard to get that media push or get that exposure. And so I really want to highlight folks that are doing great music and great stuff. It doesn't have to be. It could be deep, or it could be fun, or it could be anything really, as long as it's something that seems interesting, or something that that's something that's catchy, or something that's fun or serious. It could be whatever. So again, send me at send me emails at afrosenseishow@gmail.com if I can speak. That's afrosenseishow@gmail.com. Thank you. Oh, do you make music, Sapphire V Rose, or do you want to make music, or? See what you. I mean, it can be very rewarding, very creative. So if it's something you want to do, I definitely would encourage you to do it if you want to make music. Because it's okay, you sing and come from a rapping family, but just don't make it at the moment. Well, no time like the present, as my mama always said, or does still say. If it's something you want to do, and it's all you can, even if it's just as a hobby, that could be something that could really be fun and be creative, and you can discover parts of yourself that you didn't, realize you had. You told me 7 years ago that I'd be sitting here, all done up and hosting this show. I would have been like, what? I guess, but here we are, thankfully. So yeah, if you definitely should, if you come from, I never heard it before, a rapping family. Usually people say they come from like a musical family, like a rapping family. Like makes you think of like at Thanksgiving, they all get around in a cipher and start rapping with each other over the turkey, or maybe at Christmas. But yeah, you should definitely pursue it if that's something you want to do. And if you know anybody else is doing just singing, rapping, doing both, Missy did both, and she a fool with it. So, and Lisa does both. So there you go. But oh no, it's your mom and dad. Okay, do they rap? Your mom and dad rap? Oh, okay. Do they perform? Did they ever put out any music? Oh, she sings. Okay. So your mom sings the hook and your dad raps the verse. Did they ever cover "Killing Me Softly"? I bet they did. The Fuji's version. Okay, great. Okay, yeah. So that's great. That's really cool. I'm sure that was a very cool way to grow up, being in that environment. Oh, Christian. Okay. All right. So no Fuji's. Or like think of somebody. Well, Kirk Franklin's close, but in that ballpark. Wow, I won't get to that. But yeah, definitely. I think if you sing and you come from Lecrae, okay, Lecrae, okay, yeah, okay, all right, yeah, okay, yeah, I can see that reference definitely. So less Kirk Franklin, more Lecrae, okay, no Revolution. What's your mom like? What did she sing? Is she like one of the Clark sisters, or like Lily Yolanda Adams, or Shirley Caesar for the throwback? Nines R&B. Okay, so like a Mary J. Blige, Coco, Miss WV. You're telling me. Oh, for the nines R&B heads, I think it's tomorrow, I believe. SWV versus Escape. Who y'all got? I got SWV personally. Mary J. Okay, yeah. But Coco, yeah. Oh, you got Coco. Like I said, tomorrow it's SWV versus Escape. So I think personally for me, I think SWV has it. I mean, because you got, of course, you have Weak. You got So Into You, Always on My Mind. Use Your Heart, which is one of their lesser known ballads, but it's still a bop. And you got You're the One. You got the song they did with Missy, Can We? Oh yeah, Coco, yeah, oh yeah. But the thing is though, Escape, when they were all together, like harmonizing together, that was their thing though. They could really it was really like powerful, like together, like them singing. Because you got Just Kicking It, you got Understanding, and you got the cover they did of Who Can I Run To? That's a great song. You got I Don't Want You, I believe. Or no, that was Tony Brooks. No, you got damn, what's that song? My Little Secret, yeah. Flashback to catching the bus before school. What we seen that on in the morning, yeah. So they got don't sleep on Escape, but I still but I would still sleep on Escape, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're my little secret, yeah. What Candace said, everybody cheats. Yeah, so I think it's happening tomorrow, I believe. I only didn't want to do it on Mother's Day, but I think it's happening tomorrow on Instagram. Escape versus SWV, which that'd be a great one. I still think I don't think it'll happen. I think Josie versus Boys to Men will be a great one, because that's the two groups that always compared in that era. Because Boys to Men were like the choir boys and the good guys. Off stage they kind of have the reputation of kind of being a-holes, like a better word, sadly. But then Joyce like bad boys, So, but of course that's hit pretty much, because you got Cry For You, then you got On Bended Knee, then you got how you know Wanya, how Wanya do, because Wanya just he always what bothered me about his singing style. He always was here like he does go, like you searching, what you doing, what's this, what's happening, what's going on, But anyway, yeah, that would be a good match, because you got, like I said, Cry For You versus like On Bended Knee, End of the Road. Then you got Come and Talk to Me, like ballad of ballads, basically. That'd be a great one. Shy, what Shy did? Shy had what was that? What did Shy do? Oh, if I ever fall in love again, that was their hit. Yeah, maybe if you had Shy and you had maybe like H Town, because it's like Avante. Oh, okay. Oh, no. Yeah, you got Shy and you got H Town. That'd be a good matchup with them. Or you could have like who was that? Drew Hill versus like 112 for the late 90s stuff. Avant. My First Love. Yeah, Avant. Yeah. I'm not sure who he would go against though. Avant could probably go against like, oh no, he could go against like Joe or Case. That big Joe, yeah, because Joe has a couple of hits and Avant has a couple of hits. It's around the same period. Or Joe and Case, because Joe and Case had that song together. Remember that? And an unbroken glass. I forgot the words, but that's the melody. Pictures of a Faded Past, something like that. But they had a song together back like 98, 99, I believe. But yeah, the Case and Joe be a good one. or Joe and the Font would be a good one. I think Music Soul Child, music could go. Who would music go against? Music could go against. I don't know. I was gonna say John Legend, but John Legend kind of surpassed him in terms of like hits, not necessarily musicality, but hits. I would say John's kind of gone really, you know, beyond where he started. Music probably could go against Maxwell, and D'Angelo. But then D'Angelo already did a versus by himself, which was strange. But you know, because if you're gonna do one, then like doing with somebody. If you don't want to do one like where it's like a battle, you could do one where you release like the other person. But yeah, I would think Maxwell would go good with D'Angelo. But like I said, D'Angelo already did one, so Maxwell probably could go well with maybe Maxwell could do music. Or Maxwell could probably go. Well, Maxwell could do. I don't know. Maxwell could be. Oh, Anthony Hamilton, maybe. They're a little different because Anthony Hamilton's more like that Southern soul type of sound, but there is sort of in the same vein enough to where Charlene, yes, sing about Charlene when the ship came back. But yeah, they could go well together, I think. But maybe so. But Maxwell kind of a tricky one. I was gonna say who else? Oh, maybe if they want to, but you never know because they are very different. But it could be TLC and In Vogue. Like I said, they're very different in terms of their approach, but same era. And in terms of popularity, they're kind of what? Because I mean, when you talk about 90s R&B, it's kind of TLC than everybody else in terms of sales. But you know, that could be something. That could be interesting. Yeah, who knows? Of course, Mary said she ain't doing one, which I think the only person I can see her going up against as far as hit could be Mariah or maybe Tony. No, Tony and Mariah could be a good one because both of them got that kind of laid back culture of darling and sipping champagne and being laid up with like six different outfit changes and shit, or just like changing shoes in the middle of the song or whatever. That's them. That would be that versus. But she should though, because I mean that's like prime for her, because it's like all she gotta do is not lay back, sit back. She could come in like with like men lifting her on like a pedestal and come in and lay her down. Perfectly all be like greased up and stuff, and then she could like they could like sit her down, like they can walk off and she like sips some champagne and like wear a big hat or something and talk about her hits or whatever. Oh, Brandy went up against Monica. That was a good one. Despite the subtle shade they were doing to each other, I think. But yeah, Brandy went against Monica. Yeah. I didn't watch the X-Men special actually. I missed the special. I didn't watch it. But Christmas time you gotta move on out the way and let her do her for that. I don't know if she as far as Ariana and Jennifer, but I did read the book though. Did anybody else read the book? Meaning of Mariah. Oh, she had backup singing. Well, I mean that environment. I guess she thought of it like remember like Divas on VH1. At the end, like everybody was singing back and forth Aretha, except for Celine, because Celine was like, "I'm about to show my ass." But I guess it was like that, like that old diva special on VH1. It is Top Paris doing it. Is he writing or is he producing it? The show, Mariah's show. Oh, thank God. Okay. Don't write it. Don't write it. Don't write it. Don't do it. Don't write it. And I don't care, because I mean, if anybody saw that movie with Taraji, Temptation, I believe, Acrimony, he had that woman doing tribal dances behind some ancient man that was cheating on her all through college. Like, just, I don't know. Apparently, she would have mental struggles in the movie, but I guess according to Tyler, mental struggles means you're gonna do some tribal dances out the goddamn blue, and just lift up a shawl and just like and clapping and making noises. I mean, my God. And then she was on the boat, and then she was off the boat, and she got back on the boat. This man literally dragged her off the boat by anchor, and she got back up on the boat out of nowhere. Like, is she a siren? Like, what are we doing? Is this are we in a Little Mermaid now? Is she Ursula now? Like, what's happening? What are we talking about? What are we doing? Like, I mean, so yes, produce, yes, write, fuck, no, don't do it. Okay. So yes, I have, as you can see, I have thoughts about that. Okay, that could be interesting. But actually, speaking of speaking of Tyler Perry, oh well, Tyler and Oprah executive produced Precious, but Lee Daniels wrote Precious, I believe. He directed it. So Tyler and Oprah were like they helped get it greenlit. He didn't write it. So yeah, that was more like a Lee Daniels production. Which Mariah was great in that, actually. I think she was a better actress than people give her credit for. Yeah, I think she was good in that one. But that could be good. Yeah, that could be good if they made a book out of that. Actually, speaking of Tyler and Madea, Showtime is doing a series on young Madea called Mabel. But again, Tyler's not writing; he's producing it because, of course, he had the green light because it's with his character. So that could be interesting. You know, it's supposed to be written by two black women are writing it about Mabel's younger years in Dallas, in Atlanta in the 70s. Oh, snapping D, yes. I heard that was like that could be some times. You could picture like a young Madea, young Mabel, 70s Atlanta, getting into shit. That could be a good show. It has potential, as long as Tyler ain't writing. Because again, I just he did the post on Instagram. He was like writing like he wrote like he did like 19 episodes of that show, bro, in like 4 days. I'm like, what the fuck? And it's like, you know, it's like then that movie. What movie was that? It wasn't Acron. It was something else. It was like, but the wigs were not good. How do you live in Atlanta? How you live in Atlanta and not have good wigs? No good wigs. No continuity. Oh, I'm not sure who's gonna play Mabel. I have no idea. I haven't heard anything about it beyond just it's happening or it's gonna happen on Showtime. So I don't know who's playing who. But yes, terrible wigs. Like, and then no continuity with the wigs. Just like, just how do you? I mean, in Atlanta. I mean, I mean, even with Salt and Pepper movie they had on Lifetime a while back, but even that, the wigs just gave me pause because they were not up to snuff. I mean, they were all right, but they did not match the glory of the real life thing. You know, it just get your wigs together, get them wigs together. That's I hope for this Madonna movie. That's whenever that comes out that the wigs are on point because the hairstyles have to be on point for that, especially for her. You know, I don't want to see a raggedy ponytail and like a raggedy shag cut for Material Girl. I just can't do it. I can't deal with it. It ain't good. I wonder when that's coming out because she's working with Diablo Cody. Madonna was for her biopic. So I think that probably come out like 2022 actually. So it'll probably be a while production wise. Yeah, get the wigs together. Get them together. I just don't do it. I mean, Oh yeah, Spinderella. My understanding of Spinderella was like, I think they seem to have a clash to where Spinderella is basically saying like, I was there through everything, so I need to be an equal member of everything, and Salt and Pepper being like, well, we were already a group and we were already organized and performing before you came along, so we hired you as a hired hand, and so yeah, you in a group, but you're not equal to our status. That's the understanding I got because I remember about 10 years ago, before this movie came out, they had a special on VH1 where they were like, they had reunited, and her and Pepper and Salt were reunited, and they had like a similar argument about that, about her feeling like she wasn't getting her due, and her stats wasn't equal to theirs, and being like, well, it's not because of this. Which, to my mind, I think she does have a point in the sense of like, I mean, she's been there, she was there, like. Yeah, they had a DJ before her. They had a Spinnerella before her, but like she was there before Pusha even became like a big hit. Like she was there through all of it. Maybe she didn't start the group, but she was in it. She was in through all the albums up until all through Black's Magic, all through Very Necessary, all through Are You Ready, all through the stuff. The ups and the downs, she was there. So I get it what she's saying, but I guess what they're saying is, well, we were already doing what we were doing before you came along. So I don't know, Oh, oh yeah, yeah. She did it. Yeah, she had a good rap. She had some good raps, but I don't know. I guess you know, old group tensions is like that stuff just comes up and it comes and goes. I don't know. I'm not sure how they're gonna if they ever really resolve that. To me, anyway, I feel like their story should have been on HBO. That should have been like an HBO thing. I think because what they showed on Lifetime it was good, but I just feel like Lifetime they have to play in those bounds of a made with TV movie on Lifetime, so it's never going to be as necessarily as gritty or as good as it could be being on Lifetime. It could have been on HBO or like Showtime or even like on Netflix like miniseries, and it could have been really great. That could work for Madonna's story instead of doing like a 2-hour movie. Do like a Netflix miniseries like season 1. Do like her childhood and like the come up. Season 2, like a version and all that shit. And like season 3, like a True Blue and like a prayer, and then you go to season 4, you got a Blonde Ambition. Like you can make that shit last for like a long time because it's like a long career, obviously. But as soon as they're gonna do like the 2.5-hour movie, which that's a lot to condense. Because at this point she's been out. When did everybody come out? Like in '82, and so it's about 40 years you're trying to cover. So and pre-stardom too. So it's like, what do you focus on? It's just like I think, and if she's gonna do it, I think they should do the route like Ray did. Focus on '83 to like '98 because everybody knows those years. Everybody knows Like a Virgin. Everybody knows Material Girl. Everybody knows the Blonde Ambition tour and the Cone Bras and the Sex Book and all that stuff. They all know that stuff. They don't, unless you're like a super hardcore fan like myself, you don't necessarily know all the rest of the stuff. But everybody knows those years. So do it like Ray. Focus on '83 to '98, or focus on like the early years in the come up, which, it depends. It can go either way, actually. So I haven't watched Selena, actually. I haven't watched the Selena show. I, I know Beyonce is featured in one scene, but I heard she has gone record as being a fan of Selena. I just was surprised that would come up in that format because you don't expect to see a young Beyonce being portrayed in that way. I heard that they showed like an actress playing a young Beyonce that spies Selena like at the ball or something. Yeah. Oh, Sapphire, you mean the show sound like a bad idea for Madonna's thing or for whose? Oh, for down, yeah, yeah. To me, yeah, it does. Like I said, it's so much to cover, and it's so much stuff. Like it's like there's no way they can cover everything that's in 2 hours. They can't, or even 2.5 hours. It's not possible. I mean, they can cover some moments, and they could be. Really, I think if they covered the filming of Truth or Dare and show like them filming while filming the movie, that can be very interesting in terms of showing something like a film within a film. Within the film, they're making a documentary while they're filming it for this movie, a fictional movie. It's like layers on layers, and I think the main thing I'm worried about, besides who's going to play it, because whoever ends up playing it, girl, good luck to you, because the queen's just gonna be watching like with hawk eyes on everything. That mold wasn't right. The gap ain't wide enough. Like, ooh, like bitch. Like, I mean, just, ooh, all right. It is very, I mean, I wouldn't call it a slap in the face, but I mean, I get why you have to condense some things, but it's like I say, it's so much and it's so long and it's so many things to periods you can cover with that type of career. It's just like, it's like if you did Janet, like what you gonna cover? You're gonna cover Control and Rhythm Nation. If you're gonna cover Velvet Rope and All for You, or you're gonna cover the Super Bowl, you're gonna cover Before She Left Joe. Like, it's just so much stuff. But the main thing with me, besides who's gonna play her, is like, how willing is she to like look inward and look back and really like analyze or be objective about her own journey and her personality? Because like one of her famous quotes is like, I want to rule the world, back in the Gap on American Bandstand. But then another thing she's mentioned over and over again over the years is that she made a vow she never wants to need another person. So if you're both super ambitious and you want to be in a position where you don't need anybody emotionally, what is that like? How does it affect what is it like from the inside? How does that affect your relationship with people, whether that's business, whether that's personal, whether that's romantic, whether that's family? You know, what is the impact of that and thinking that way and having that mentality for years and living through and sort of like dealing and how does that affect you, how you dealt with people and how willing is you to look at that stuff. I think I think that'll influence how good or bad the movie is. Because I guess to put it simply, are you gonna go in terms of biography, are you gonna go the Aretha route in terms of writing it, or are you gonna go the Tina Turner route? Because Aretha's biography that she wrote, I mean, I love Aretha, but it was kind of, you know. If you're going to Tina route, then we get some interesting stuff because that's it's not just dishy, but you're also like giving a sort of perspective, especially with the recent documentary about Tina. There's like it's like it's not just I'm telling the dirt. It's like I'm giving you a perspective and a look back on it all, so to speak. But Sean Penn, you want to see Sean Penn? Okay. She, like I said, it's been how willing she is to do with it. It just, I hope she will, because I mean, the only reason she started writing movies was because they were writing that other movie about Blonde Ambition or whatever it was that wasn't floating around Hollywood for years. That's part of the reason she started writing her own. But I mean, yeah, Sean, she might do something about Sean. I saw she had like a little vision board on her Instagram where she was writing stuff about her friend Martin Goin, and she was writing about Jose and Luis from Truth or Dare. So, it's things here and there that made me think, okay, we're going to cover some stuff. But again, it's so much and it's so long. It's like, we're going to, inevitably something's going to get skipped. It's going to, piss some of the fans off because it just will, But, we'll see how that goes. Like I said, I don't think it'll be out until like 2022 because, I mean, I don't think they started shooting it. They think they just finished like the first draft of the script. So, editing room floor, yeah, a lot of that. She's still editing Madam X, the tour. So yeah, I don't know when she get around to the movie. And her, directing the movie herself. I mean, they could go either way as well. Because again, if you're watching someone else play you in your life, it's like, this for anybody, it's going to be so hard to be objective, but especially with like the hugeness of her her life and her career, just like how much distance can you have about it? I don't know, positive signs. A Lord of the Rings, like a trilogy, a Madonna trilogy. That could work. Maybe, or like I think like Star Wars trilogy. Maybe like you got the Empire Strikes Back, and you got Return of the Jedi, and first one. I forgot what the first one's called actually. I think it was like I said, if it's gonna be a trilogy, maybe it wouldn't necessarily be a movie. Because if it's like a biopic trilogy, I think people would be like, "What is this?" I think they might because with her they might think it was just like this is too much. It was like self-indulgent or something. They might not buy into a biopic trilogy. But I think, like I said, if it was a miniseries, they could say, okay, this is season 1, and this is season 2, and this is like season, and then that would kind of be more palatable to people than it being a biopic trilogy. I think, because you think about it, are people going to go out 2 hours to spend? Because it may be like, well, we already saw the biopic. Why you put out another one? Yeah, it would. I think it would. I think it would. But right now we're getting the movie. So we'll see what comes of it. I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic about it. But you never know how it'll turn out with those type of things. I think it really probably depends on how willing I think she is to be objective and be introspective about herself. I think it's what will make it work best. But we'll see. So that was a very long tangent, but an interesting one that we went on. The next show is on May the 21st. Again, anybody that's a musician, that's an artist, LGBTQ artist that that we good fit for the show, please send them. Tell them to send me video links to afrosenseishow@gmail.com. we posting clips from this show over the next week or so. The interview with Poetry Woman, all that stuff will be posted on my page and also on Direct Link TV's YouTube page. So again, until next time, May 21st, have a good night and be safe, and I'll see you then. So good night.